Okay, I'm on my phone.
Ah,
So I had to log off and log on. So, I'm not used to this. Okay, I'm on my phone. Are you okay?
doing good. Doing good. All right. So let's see the questions we got. We moved this one to the top. So the broker recommendations. Um, where are you? What are you in? You stateside in Joku? How do I say that so I don't?
Njideka.
Njideka. Okay. So right now, the best broker is that I can recommend is Osprey, and they are pretty decent. You know, they're pretty cool. Are you gonna be trading like crypto and indices and stuff?
Yeah. What? Can you spell that?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
Belinda said play some more deep. Osprey FX. Osprey FX. This is the best one that I can recommend. I would. My favorite broker is FX Choice, but they're not offering accounts to people in America right now. So you know, that's just that's probably the next best one. Okay. Okay. That's an easy one. ChiCi said that can you show where to place fibs to create zones or for entries? Okay, let's clear this. Cheat code. Add this indicator. Here's the cheat code. If you just add this indicator right here, and it's called higher high, higher low, live, lonesome, the blue. It's got about 1,042 hits on it. This is the cheat code. Like this tells you where to put you can use your fibs like right here. Like here's the low, here's the high. Here's your where your fibs go, right? And then let me go to the default. There's your low, there's your high right here. You go to the 1 hour. Why do I keep doing that? Go to the 1 hour, right? And go to the 1 hour. Right? Let me see. This is 39, 80. This is 40. Okay. Same thing. Low, high. Right? And I just usually put my fibs in the direction of whatever I'm using. Right? So if it's a bullish move I'm looking for, 0 is at the bottom, 100 is at the top. If it's a bearish move I'm looking for, 0 is the top and 100 at the bottom. That's the only thing I do different. Like some people just leave it the other way, but I usually change it like that. But that's the only thing that I do different. And then since we talking about this, um, um, as far as using it for entries, there's a few ways you can use this for entries. If you've had an impulse to the upside, just like we had right here, impulse to the upside on this little move right here to here, you can use it like if we wanted to take a buy, right? And we saw the impulse happen from this low to this high. We can wait till it retrace back into the kill zone right here. And then we can take our entries from here, right? I use a couple of things. Use a couple of things to take entries, but once you get this high made, you should be getting a retracement if you're in an uptrend. If the uptrend is confirmed with the candlestick pattern, that's when you want to take your entry. That's what this is right here. This confirm your entry over here. And you
Can
would
I ask? I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, so I think it was, let me see. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm looking to see what trade it was. Bitcoin. Okay, so it created its high. And this morning it created its low around around the 35 7-ish or something. Like I'm looking at it on my phone. I'm at work right now, but like that's when it created its low.
Right here.
And let me come back to your screen. Yeah, well, no, it created its first low. It started it just under 53,600. But it
So
went, so like I went into it. That's what I was asking about, the lines that you were drawing on your recording, because I went into it and that put me in so much drawdown because it had created that low, but that thing just kept going and going. It even went past the trend line that I drew. Like it shot straight through it.
53,600, right?
Somewhere around there. Yeah. Where that dot is, like I can see, because I use that indicator. Yeah.
Right here, where it started to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So in a situation like this, like what were you using for your entry confirmation?
Well, it had already created it and I had my trend lines drawn. Like it was within my trend line zone
So
and
you
it had created.
were looking at something like this.
Yeah.
And
Something like that. Yeah.
you were looking for it to stop right here and bounce back up.
Well, I have like kind of like a zone, like you know how you can do zones for the support and resistance with a little bit of space. Like I have my trend lines kind of like that too. And it was still within like that area, but yeah, like I took the trade and yeah,
You looking
yeah.
at something right here, buying it right here.
I
Like
took it on the next candle.
so I don't see anything you did wrong. If you were trying to buy, right?
Yeah.
I don't see anything you did wrong. The only thing I would say is were you using like vector confirmation or what were you using to buy as a confirmation?
Well, I mean, I know it's in an uptrend and I have my lines drawn and it had already created its new low, it's lower high or it's higher low. And so I waited for the candle and I took it, but like it just completely kept going all the way down.
This candle right here.
Yeah. And the
Interrupt.
thing is, like I've been watching your recording where you talk about the vector and like you draw those like that little triangle, kind of like the harmonics. And I kind of want more information on that because today, like I've been looking at this for like a couple of weeks now between the highs and the lows and the trend lines. But that this morning, that got me this morning, man. Like I didn't even know. I didn't even know how to.
How to react to it.
Yeah.
So like, I always kind of tell y'all, you gotta back test it before you use it live. So when you guys doing this, right? And like we in a downtrend. Matter of fact, let me see if I can just copy this. Okay, so
I mean, maybe.
Going down. Those just the Bitcoin move. Like Bitcoin does that sometimes.
Yeah, but it got me this morning though. Like oof.
So let's look at just
They
these
were trying to say
images.
that Bitcoin did because Elon Musk made some tweet or something.
Yeah, yeah. This was Elon Musk that did this. So it was news that kind of made this happen right here. So it wasn't like normal candlestick pattern, but like here's the thing, right? Even in this case right here, right? When you're looking at this, when you're looking at your vectors, right? You want to see how noted, like you see how um this little drawing, like it gave you one low right here, one low right here, and then one right here. But this is the impulse to go back to the upside. So you want to see when you're doing it, just to confirm that you are in the right direction. Let me just draw it out. Like it's some couple ways you can do this, but the best way to handle this is, you know, when you see that the wick made, right? And like if you're trying to buy it on the reverse, right? And I'm gonna draw this little candle series out, right? So this is the open right here. Hold on. Right around where you enter, I'm gonna draw this out so we can use the same circumstances that you had.
Thank you.
So at the time when it looks like you got in, you had this situation. And then you had him here. And then it's right here. And then another week. Okay. And then you had shorter week. Here's longer. And then you had another week candle over here. Close right here. And then this one was the one that broke it down. This one was here. Small wick. Okay. So I like to draw it out so you can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you said you entered in around 53. 53 was 53 was here.
Just a little bit above there after it created the low. It came back up and I went into it.
Right. So from based off of the wick, the zone would have probably been like right around here somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagine that this is it. So you would have had your vector starting to form right here at this point, low, 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 right? You would have tried to enter in somewhere around here. But here's the thing, right? we are in the uptrend, but what is this 53 level? You know, it's not like we haven't seen any like response to this level. You can look to the left, we don't see like anything holding around this area, right? 53.
Okay.
That's one thing to keep in mind. Though it's a zone, you know, but there's really no pause at this area, right? That's one thing you got to keep in mind. And then two, we see that there's a wick rejection, but a lot of times in a situation where we, especially in Bitcoin, I won't usually take this trade like this because I want, unless I get in like somewhere down low on the wick, right? But I want to see that there is an impulse to the upside before I get the trade. Like you're not gonna miss it. Like don't think you're gonna miss it because if you got the right direction, you can get the right entry. You know, and
Okay.
that's kind of the thing. Like don't worry so much about the entry. It's the direction more so than anything, and that's for everybody because if you're not in the right, if you're in the right direction, you can pretty much get into any trade, you know, that you want to get into, right? You can almost throw buy stop in the trade or a sell stop in the trade and just and you be good, you know. But in this case, right, this wasn't just a normal situation. This was your guy. Um, this was Jeff Elon Musk tweeting out about it being too high. You know, so you definitely want to wait for confirmation. So in this case, you would have wanted the same thing, but this candle, you would have wanted this to look like this. Like you would have wanted a bullish candle right here first, where you would have got the up move confirmed right here, and then you would be entering in on this candle somewhere like this, like right around here, or you would have let this candle would have been a bullish candle, right?
Could I have let, if that was a bullish candle, could I have just let it close and then wait to enter on the next candle?
Exactly what I was about to say.
Oh,
Yep. That give you your confirmation. So it would have looked something like this, and then you would have been looking for your entry to come back, you know, somewhere around here.
yep.
That would have got confirmation, right? And
Okay.
this uh, right here, you would have been looking for your entry to come back here
Around the
because now you know it wants to go back up.
Okay.
This candle tells you, like, when you get a vector situation, this is the candle that says, all right, I want to go back up. Another example of this, right? An example on the chart, clean example on the chart, right? Um, Nothing clean, but this one, okay? So this, we got this ugly wick rejection, but you don't get in over here, you still would have had a chance over here. That's not a really good one. Let me see. Let's see. A lot of these candles didn't do clean.
Okay. What about, can you can you scroll over a little bit? I see one that I would have questioned. Can you go to the left? Go down a little bit. A little further. Yeah. Okay. So right there at, what is that? 45,850.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that wick rejection, like I would have looked to have gotten in on the next candle because that's a long wick. Now it still would have put me in a little bit of drawdown, but would that have been the candle I would have went in on?
That was okay, but it wasn't clean still. It wasn't clean. The clean one is you would have wanted to see, you would have wanted to see that on this candle right here. This
Where it
candle
pulled
here,
up. Okay.
it pulled
I'm
above
listening.
the highs right here. It pulled above this little high, and then this would have been the down candle entry right here that you would have got.
Okay.
Same
See,
thing.
I've been considering the wick too in the trend line. I've been
That's,
trying to also look at that too.
yeah, that's okay. It's okay to do that too, but you just have to know that if you're getting in on a wick, it still may not be done selling off or buying off before.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way today.
Right. And then another thing is when you get these highs, right?
You don't have any cheese, do you?
When you get these highs, right? Let me show you. Once the high, this little high right here, just using this as an example, this is a short-term high right here, right? This little line right here is a short-term high that was made. Once it's broken, right, you can find where that move started, which started right here, measure that move, right? And let price just come back to you like it did right here, right? And this take a lot more patience, but once the move was done, which was right here, it came right back down to that same entry, same area, right? This was where you would have wanted to enter in right here. If you missed that, you wait for it, and then here's your entry right here. You would have got the same price. If let me extend this line. Let me extend it. You could have used the same price, right?
Yep. Okay.
Exact price, right? Look at this. This would have been the first entry right here. Well, let's break it down because there's more than one. You could have entered in off of this low. You could have
Which
entered
would have
in,
been more dangerous though.
would have been more dangerous. You could have also entered in off of this wick. 50% of this wick would have gave you this entry. So that's 2 entries. The third entry is I wait for this little high to get made and this high to get broke. I could have got in 50% of this impulse candle right here. There's the third entry, right? And then fourth, here's the break and retest right here on
Yeah.
these candles. So that's 4 entries, right? If you missed all 4 of those, you measure where this move started right here to here. And this comes back and gives you the same entry over here. You would only have a slight drawdown, and then you would have been in that trade.
Okay.
It looks like this gave you the same. This is a little short-term high right here. This break above, it comes back to you right here, and you go.
True.
And you go. Same thing. And you can kind of work that same way up. It's always usually going to be a couple, as long as you got the direction, right? You can use any kind of entry strategy you want. You can use break and retest. You can use the wick vector, whatever the case is. You just got to make sure that you got the direction right. And in this case, you didn't do this on purpose because you had the right intentions, but this was news related. This was Twitter related. So you can't beat Twitter. You know, technicals don't match to Twitter.
True. I'm so glad that you're teaching this now though, Corey, because seriously, like I've been looking at this for like the last month, like this, between the highs, the lows, and the trend lines. But yeah, like sometimes those entries, man, like that one today, yeah, that one hurt.
Like this is to me the safest of the entry because you could have got in down here, you know, but if it's not clear that it's ready to go and you're not at a key level that is ready to go at, like when you got a situation like this is called a liquidity run, right? Where it is low is a relevant low right here. And you know it's a relevant low because it's at an even number, 54000. And
Mhm.
that's an important number. It's not just gonna stop right there, you know. In most cases, it's not just gonna stop at a number like that, especially if it's already been there before, like it had been right here.
It'll keep going.
It's gonna keep going, you know, it's gonna keep going. And if it
Okay.
doesn't, then you just wait for this.
Okay.
That way you don't get caught up in a situation like that.
Okay.
The example is I can show you on today, right? Today,
That XPX fell last night.
today, you know, I didn't take a trade until uh later in the day, right? Where I already seen we've been dropping, right? Could I have gotten in for a buy right here?
Yes.
I could have, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to keep going. So what did I do? I let this happen right here. Let this happen. I waited for this high right here to get taken out over here. Once it got taken out right here, I know, okay, cool. It's showing that it want to go up. And once it show it want to go up, I can just take the trade. Put my buy limit in right here and don't even have to watch the chart. And then the trade end up going for like 250 to something, right? Before I even, you know, with only like 40 pips of drawdown, right? 35 pips of drawdown. So it ended up being 6-1, right? But that was after the direction was confirmed that it's going up, that it want to go up from here. And even though overall it want to go, it looks like it want to go to the downside, but you could have still took the buy like I did in this situation because you seeing that the lows made right here off the indicator. You seeing that you got a bullish impulse candle to the upside. Could I have taken it right here? I could have.
That also wasn't that area also like a rejection. Like if you look to the left, it
Exactly.
went right to another liquid, not a liquidity point, but it was like an imbalance.
It took this
Like
one out.
it took out another one too.
It took this out right here. It took this one out. This is equal lows right here. And this last week's low. It took it out and bounced off of that. And I think
There was something else lower. Yeah,
high
right
over
there.
here. Yep. Another high. Another set of
So,
highs right here.
so when you set your buy limit, how did you, so you knew to set it for that line right there at the 50% of that high?
Right here. Where this little blue line is right here.
That's where you set it for.
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you know when you do a buy limit? Because I don't do a lot of those. Like I've gotten wicked out on a lot of those when I set a stop loss, but how do you know how to set it for when the trade is finished? Because you're waiting for it to create a new high.
Once I see it, that's when I put the limit in. So once this high got taken out, I was like, cool. This stop about right here. I measured from this, where this move started, from this little wick to this wick. And then I put my order in right here. It came down, pushed it, put me in a trade, and then pushed me back up. If it hadn't worked, this would have been my stop loss right here. So I would have had at most 70, 80 pips trade that I would have lost. But it didn't even go that far.
But see, if you wanted to, you could let it come back down, retrace, and continue to ride it up if it's going to stay in an uptrend. If
Exactly.
you wanted to.
Exactly. That was the goal. That was the goal. I was actually looking to take this right to where I took it to, which was back at the opening price. And I think that was a question that somebody else had. How do you find the opening price? So the easiest way to do it is just go to the 1 hour candles or the 15 or just whatever daily candle you're looking at. It's just you can go add in the session break. Session break. Where are you?
It's on appearance.
Appearance? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Session break, right? And for one, it's gonna add in every session, right? So I know that this is the first candle of the day. The opening price was here, right? This is the opening price for the whole week. So the price for the week open up right here. So I just take that and extend that out for the rest of the week. And it's important to know that because you want to know where your high and your low for the week is and where the opening price is. Because a lot of times when you hear people say on the news and when you listening to like the analysts and stuff like that, it's kind of important that the prices for, especially like the indices, where they are for the week more so than where they are for the day. So like they always talk about, like, you'll hear them say SPX has been up for S&P 500 has been up for the last 5 days, right? Or up for the last week. That's more important to them than what it does on a daily basis, because they are longer term traders than we are. We just day trade. They do stuff for weeks and months, and days, So if the price is down for 5 days in a row, that's something that they're gonna want to hear, just like the price has been. I think this is the 6th day in a row the price closed down, right? So yeah, so like, and then a lot of times the way what will end up happening is the weekly opening price or the weekly low or the weekly high, it'll eventually become a strong support or resistance area. Just like we already have sold off from here, right? So today's opening price was 3902.2, right? We had a huge break from here. When it broke that price, came back up and retested that area, then it dropped, right? It sold off. It cleared last week's lows right here, cleared those lows, came back to a high from this week, these weeks right here, right? Rejected those. And then what did the price do? It bought back up to the week's opening price. So we know ahead of time to take note on the fact that we are down for the week, right? And as long as price is below this, we need to consider the fact that we are down for the week. And in order for us to go positive for the week, we need to break above this level. And if we get to this level, there's a likelihood that it's going to sell off from here because we had 1, 2, 3 sell-offs from there already. And as long as we below this, we should be looking for our sales, right? We shouldn't really be looking for buys until we get back above our weekly opening price. Let me show you let me show you on another chart.
Do you do that type of analyst, the weekly high and low, just for the indices or for other peers as well?
No, you should do this on every pair. Should do it on
Okay.
every pair.
Okay.
look in this case right here, right? This was last week opening. This was the week's opening right here. Let me put it back on there. This is 30. What is this over here? This is a different broker. So the opening price is 3903.5. 3903.5. US 30s opening price. It is the only one of the indices that's actually up this week. We'll note that, right? This is the first candle from Sunday right here. So we're gonna just draw this out right here. And then I already got a little template right here. Weekly opening price, Sunday through Monday. Right here. The opening price was 489.3. Since I'm real, like, I'm not OCD, but like I like to have like certain things like accounted for. So if the price sold off on the opening, right? If it opened up bullish, right? It opened up bullish and then it sold off, right? So I just like to note that with the color coordination, like, you know, that's just how I am, right? And then you had NAS. The opening price was on this candle. So this was Friday. This was the first candle on the 21st. The opening was here. I'm going to extend this out, right? And I'm going to go to my template. Weekly opening. It opened up positive and then it turned negative. So we still got to account for that. The opening price was at and I'm looking at these numbers right here at the top. The opening price was at 13,577.4, right? So I know already that for the week on NAS and for the week on SPX that I am bearish already. And unless I can break above this, I shouldn't probably be looking for a buy, because I know that this is going to act as a major resistance area. US 30, on the other hand, unlike the rest of them, it broke above last week and it's trading above this week's high. I could possibly look for a buy on US 30 versus the other two. However, I'm making lower highs, so that may take that bias out of the equation. But for now, this is the only one that I would look for any kind of buy on, even though I bought from there, but that's just because I know what to look for. But in this case, this is the only one you should be looking for any buys from. If you take a buy from this, it should be short term. You should look for like 100 to 100, 150 pips, 50 to 100 and 150 pips, no more than that. Because to get back to this, and you're trying to get back all the way above this and beyond, you have to take this in consideration right here before you can try to get in a long-term trade. And I think a lot of you guys that get in a trade, you trying to get into it and just hold it, right? Right. So would
Are
that
you
be?
asking?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Mostly hold when it doesn't go my way.
Right.
I'm trying to let the trade finish. Like I am.
You breaking up, Lisa. But I'll just assume ahead that, you know, when you guys are getting in trade, you want to get in and get as many pips. You want to hold it for as many days as possible, right? So if I'm trading below the opening week price and I'm not in the same direction, then I have to assume I can't hold this for a long time, you know, if I'm not in the direction, right? So
I'm
that's it.
sorry. I was in my car. I broke up. Did you say it was? So is it bad to try to let the trade finish or no?
If you're not in the overall trend, you know, but and in this case, if you're gonna like in your big, right, you see how it's already pushing down. And if I'm gonna trade against this, right, which at the time, you know, this situation won't count because this was news related. But if you're in, just going back to when we were talking about this highs and lows for the week, when you trading below this, you're a higher probability that you're gonna be in the right direction if you're trading for a sell because you already know you below the weekly opening price. Just like that's just kind of the how you can just end that conversation.
Okay.
So so the entry, can you
I
read
mean, I would say one thing that I did. I am
huh?
learning. I said I would say one thing that I did or I am learning is that on these impulses, when they just drop like that, whether it's news or whatever, or like that, the call from Kim last night, when it just drops like that, like instead of panicking and getting out, I mean, I think it's supposed to close when it hits the stop loss, but I kind of just waited for it to hit one of those zones and bottom out and go back the other way. But
A lot of time what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to let your if it gets to your stop loss, if it doesn't close below it, then you're supposed to hold in the trade.
if it closes below it,
If it closes below it,
Actually, when it was happening, that was so fast, and we were waiting for close that candle. So that's why it went little more down and down. And after that, we were waiting. Okay, after this point, it will come back. At
right.
least minimize our loss. So we were waiting for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah.
And actually, in fact,
so
that was
that's
my sell point.
my way.
But when Kim called, then that time it was like, okay, I should enter, and I entered.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. So Anna had, can you read candles for 415 strategy? Yeah. So
Yes, sometimes I get confused, if I'll talk about today. So candle was fine, and everything was going in my direction also, but market was negative, futures was negative, and my candles was positive. Means then I got confused. What should I do? Am I doing right or wrong?
okay,
Then. Mhm.
let me look at it.
And sometimes it's very easy to read, right? But when you go back and I try to read means every day, so sometimes I get confused. Okay, what is happening here? So,
Gotcha.
mhm.
So in today, we had the 5 o'clock, the 9 o'clock. So these are the three candles: the
Yeah.
one,
Right.
the
Mhm.
5, and the 9.
Okay, my first question. This is not vector, right? Because first one is a longer one, right?
It's okay. This
It's
is
okay
okay. Yeah, this is okay.
because now if I will look for entry, so I'll go for this impulse candle, and I was looking for 50%. If I'll go, it will come till 50%, and I can buy. So can I
Right.
do that?
On this candle.
Yeah.
You would have been looking for it on this candle, but remember what I just told you? It's below the opening price of the week.
This. Yeah.
So,
Right. Right.
you know, this would have been a situation where you could have gotten this trade, but you would have had to take a certain amount of pips and then be out.
Yeah.
Because this trade is actually a trade that I did take, right?
Yeah. This is sell actually.
And I took a buy from down here
Mm-hmm.
off of these
Right.
wicks, and
Mm-hmm.
I used the smaller time frame once I
Mm-hmm.
see, you know, that this is going here. Remember though, I showed you guys how to do the candles, but I also showed you how to use the wicks too.
Right. Right.
So if I measure this part of the wick only, this is my 50% of this wick, and I would have got an entry off of it right here, off of this candle and off of this
What is
candle.
that? 70, 38, 73. Yeah, exactly. This is my point to enter for buy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I traded it from here to the opening price. You see what I'm saying? And
Okay.
that's the same thing. This not a vector right here, but you can use it just like, because it's still a long wick. We still got a high low. And I mean, technically, you could use this like a vector. You would just be considering this candle like it's out of the immediate, but you know, it's an ugly.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
It's
Then
ugly.
means at least this is five candle vector, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can assume that. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
guess you could still say, because at the end of the day, it's not so much that the candles make the shape; it's
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you get exhaustion. But
Right.
this wick could show you exhaustion as well.
Okay.
So that's how you gotta look at that.
Can I share my screen?
Yep. Let me make sure you can. Okay, you should be able to share.
Mm-hmm. So if I'll talk about this, so what I did, I want to show you. This was 9 a.m. candle, right? Means sorry,
Hmm.
this was 9 a.m. candle, right? So because how I was reading this, because this is bullish, right?
Yeah.
And this is also showing bullish. So next candle uh, means it will be bullish movement. So first thing it should go up, then down, and then up, right? So I was looking like it. This was up, but again this was one. This came down, and this came down. Then I draw my line here, right next to that. So that I made my entry this one 73, which you showed. So I was just making sure means I get a better entry. So
Hmm.
is this okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, okay, okay. So I did this, and then I, but I always make my target very small. So I did just this, and I did my target here. So it was again 84.
Mm.
So
So,
it was okay.
yeah, but remember what I told
Is
you.
my
You heard what remember what I just said? Okay,
mm-hmm,
let me show you.
mm-hmm,
This is a short-term lower high right here.
right,
It got taken out on this
mm-hmm,
part right here, right?
right, right,
So that's your sign that this could keep going up to this
mm-hmm,
point right here. That's your sign right there. Because
okay,
this low that took this out. Once this
mm-hmm,
got taken out right here,
mm-hmm,
not only was this an entry,
mm-hmm,
but this was an entry.
mm-hmm.
This was a break
Mm-hmm,
and retest entry right here.
mm-hmm,
And then you could have caught this move. You could have caught it from here, or you could have caught
Mhm.
it from here,
Yeah,
or
actually, I was watching everything, right? I was means understanding. Okay, this is going on. But thing was that news was negative, right? So every time I was looking at that, so I was thinking, means this can go down. This can.
the
So
news was negative, but if you
yeah, future was negative.
futures were negative, but they were increasing, right? They were
Yeah.
really, really low, but then they
Hmm.
started to more, come up off of those lows.
Yeah, when this scandal happened, that time it was going little bit positive, but again it
Exactly.
came down.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
today you had entries right here,
Hmm.
down here, right
Hmm.
here, right here, right here. When it broke this high, you had entries
Hmm.
right here. You even had another one right here. So you had one, no, hang on. This would have been
This
one,
one, this green candle, this one, I think, right?
two, yep, three,
Hmm.
4, 5, 6. Nope, hang on. This would have been 6 right here.
Hmm.
7. And then you would have had 8 for the reverse
Hmm.
here to take it back down right here,
Hmm. Yeah,
right?
right.
And look,
Ah.
right here
Hmm.
at the first entry, this is the risky one, right?
Hmm.
Once we got this impulse right here,
Right.
this gave us 50%, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we want to
Oh.
see, right? Then if we take the fibs, measure this move right here, this came
Hmm.
back down right here, gave us 3 and even gave us 4,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Once this broke out, you could have broken retest. You would have came in right here. You would have had this.
Hmm.
You would have been able to exit right here,
Right.
but you would have been in a little drawdown, right?
Yeah.
From down to here. If you
Right.
if you got in at this point and were in drawdown, you could have popped right here, or
Hmm.
that could have been your first entry, right?
Right. Right.
Breaking retest right here
Yeah.
at 7. There's another entry, and then your target would have been up here.
Right. I have to work on
You
this.
would have
I'm
had
missing all those things.
you would have had a ninth entry, right? Because now you
Hmm.
see you're reversing because you
Hmm.
got this candle right here, that impulse to the downside.
Right.
These candles would have been your entry. You would have had
Hmm.
8 right here, and then you would have also had 9 right here
Hmm.
for a break and retest off of this setup right here.
Right. Okay.
So
Got it. Hmm.
once you understand the direction, you can take
Hmm.
the trade. The entry is actually not the hard part. I think that I think everybody is like, caught up on the entry, right?
Yeah, I am missing a lot because sometimes all the time means morning time, all the time I am in front of chart and I'm seeing everything is happening and I know this is happening, but
Yeah.
I don't click that button. That's
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
It's better to know the direction versus
Mm-hmm.
where you're gonna enter, because if you know the direction, you can
Mm-hmm.
enter in however you want to.
Right.
Enter in however you want to, like breaking retest, wick rejection, vector, buy stop, pending order, sell stop, pending order, however you,
Mm-hmm.
if you know the direction at the time of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes I would rather see that the move start going ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
like this. I would
Right.
rather see that it
Okay.
that way I know I can get all of this.
Okay.
And or like I'd rather see that this candle get up and I
So
not.
before happening this down, right? Your measurement is this, right? If it will come back to this line, then you can buy. Is it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Getting it.
I a lot of times I'd rather see it go. So that way at least I know it's trying to go back up or it's trying to go down.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can get a safer entry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. So let's go back here.
So do you think it's gonna go back to 3,900?
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't ask you if you know. I said, do you think?
Do I think? It depends. I think that Nas got to do some upward movement. So there's a good possibility because of the way this move happened, it's probably going to retrace a little bit, probably back to this 39, 13, 500 area. I think it may come back up there. If it does, that's going to cause this to go up too. So, that's how I would look at it. That's how I would look at it.
Would you bother throwing a fib on it? And because where it wicked at, I think it's 50%. Wait, or is it 618? One of
Which
those.
candle?
The on SPX, that red candle that wicked right to the weekly opening before it dropped the hell back down.
This one?
Next one. Yep.
Would I sell it?
Well, it was moseying its way on up and then touched that. I said, would you put the fib on it to see like if it's I guess put a trace more or go back?
On this one candle right here.
No, would you put the fib on the whole swing? And would you bother using the fib on that swing at all?
Let me see.
I can't see your chart. Right.
You talking about this swing from this low to this high.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh wait, I guess that is the swing.
This is the swing.
Mm-hmm.
This low to this high.
Well, I guess before that candle was there. So the swing down, like the whole swing down before it went back up.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Put your 100s in the middle. Okay.
Right. Yeah. This makes sense though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. We just made this swing, right? We just made this swing from this high to this low, right?
And pull it right back to the
remember what I was just saying, right? If it does come back up, it's gonna have a hard time breaking through this weekly opening price. Look where this is, right?
Like 50%.
It's right in the middle of the kill zone, right? So even if it does come back up there, right? Just like even if this price does come back up, it's got to go through a major number, right? 13,500. And after it breaks 13,500, it's got to get back to 13,577. Another near also.
Are you talking?
Huh?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, right. So this got to come through two major potential resistance areas. This 500 area and the opening price. So just like if this comes back up here, this got to come back to 30, 39. Let me change this. 3903. this got to come back to a major area of resistance. And with the fibs in consideration, you inside of the kill zone. And if this is going to react to this, which we can see it better on the 1 hour, if we're going to react to this whole move right here, us coming back up to this point and rejecting lines up with the fib retracement. So you got multiple layers of confirmation right here that this could probably continue to drop. We already had it come up and drop from here. You even had this candle, like from this low high to this low. Once it rejected, it came back up to the 618, rejected. It tried to sell off right here. It held that, pushed back up 50%, rejected, came back down, held that, right? So the probability that if it come back up here again, it reaches for the 382 or higher or something like that, it'll make us positive a little bit, but we reject it and continue to go down. That's what we should probably be looking for, you know? But that's without no news. That's without no news. Okay. Sheniqua asked about fears for entries. Did I answer the question, Sheniqua, on that?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I'm clear.
Okay, cool. And then Anna's asked about fibs, shift supply and demand. Supply and demand. Okay. You can kind of look at it like this. Once you have these two, the high and the low created, this is where your supply becomes right here. This is where your demand is. Demand. Supply. And I mean, this is not, of course, like this is the easiest way. So to kind of see this, right? Because I'm in a downtrend, right? The supply is at between 0 and 12.5. The demand is between 886 and 100. This is where buyers are sitting. This is where sellers are sitting. Once you see the impulse to the downside, this supply right here shifts down here to this demand zone. I mean, to the kill zone, right? That's what makes this such.
So this all kill zone means 38 to 61 is supply zone for next level.
Yep. This is
Okay.
basically what happens is once the market realized it can sell from here, it's gonna try to shift it's gonna try to shift the momentum even lower because they want to see price. The people that got in up here, they want to see price go even lower. So this would be the next potential area for this supply to try to make an attempt to go even lower, right? So basically, what the people that were selling up here, all they did was move their orders or move new orders down in this area.
Okay.
Right? They sold from here, and now they're going to try to sell from here. Once they realize that, oh man, I can push it all the way down here. They found somebody that was willing to buy it at this point. They came right back in from here to here to say, all right, cool. We're going to try to sell it off at this point right here because we've been able to sell it from here. We want to get it to go lower from here, right? Which they just tried to do right there. this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you this diagram right quick. Let me give
And
you,
demand zone, that will be in same area, right?
That's it. Go to the bathroom.
Demand zone, that will be in same area.
depends on what, hang on, let me just send you this. Let me send you something.
Okay.
Um, photos. I think it's in here. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys this. So this is a downtrend, right? Supply
Mm-hmm.
is here at the top. Once they sell off from a high and they find demand at the low, the supply shifts here. And you should look to sell once you get in this area right here. Right. So let me save this. And that way I can send this in the group. And then if I'm in an uptrend, that means that I bought from here to this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like we just explained, right? In this case, the demand, the people that are buyers, they realize that they can sell it up to this point, right? So if they
Right.
get a retracement back down in this area, the demand is going
Demand
to
will
shift. The demand shifts from here to inside of this area right here.
yeah,
And
but
that's where you buy.
in both case, supply or demand, that will be same area, right? Like in this case, demand supply will be changed, right? But demand will be same for next when the next time candle will come here, then we can look that zone like a demand zone, right? For buy
If price comes back at a later time, or are we talking about like immediately?
later time, later.
Yeah, the demand zones are usually valid, for a periods of time. Like they could, especially if you're getting it off the higher time frame. The higher the time frame, the stronger the demand zone, stronger the supply zone.
Okay.
So let me send you guys this.
I,
Um,
I think I saw yes last week, last Monday session, and I was trying to make that in my chart, so I made that little more complicated. So I'll show you. I think why I am confused.
yeah, got you. Let me see. Let me just download this. Mm, where is it? Where'd it go? Uh, mm, where did you go? Hmm. I don't know where it went. Let me just let me just download it again. Okay. All right, I got it. That is the down move. Bearish. And the and then this is the bullish. Okay. Alrighty. This is going in what folder? Let me just pull this over here. Oops. Sorry, just trying to find this thing. Okay, there we go. This one. Fish. Fish. All right. So you guys should have those. And yep. All right.
Got it.
Okay. You guys should have those. All right. Now, okay, answer that. What are some Lennon's iPhones as what are some of the things you have to factor in about the market when you try to fit trading into your schedule? You
Hey,
need,
Corey,
yep,
that is my child's question, and he's in class right now.
okay, okay,
He asked that at the beginning of the call, so when he's done, I'll let you know you can answer.
okay. All right, no problem.
Thank you.
That's actually a good question too. Somebody asking, I'll send it again. Sure, sure thing. All right, okay. So we'll skip that for now. Gabe said, can you go over order blocks, how to spot them, and what makes up a vector? Is it just reversal pattern? Sure thing. Can definitely go over that. An order block is, let me clear this chart real quick. Let's clear this chart. Some. Let me see, do I see it? Yes, I do. So they live, first of all, they live on all time frames. Let's just say that, right? Order block lives on all time frame. And order block is an institutional opposing move, right? So, and to kind of like explain that It's a move that the institutional traders place in order to entice an opposing order, right? If they want to buy something, they're going to push a down move in right before they're ready to, hold on, let me explain this better. If they want to buy it, they're going to shoot the market down just before so they can get that last good price, and then they're going to buy it up. If they want to sell, they're going to shoot the market up just before they get the down move, and then they're going to sell it off, right? So it's going to look like this. In this case, the market was going up, right? They shot the market down really quick. And then this move up right here is our order block right here. And then it sold off. So you need to annotate this right here, right? This becomes important because this is a key area of importance, because we know this is where the selling started, and they're going to want to usually fill this order block, right? They will be willing to let this position that they enter in right here go into drawdown because they have a matching orders up here to go in for the sale. Their whole intention when they placed this last set of orders right here to buy was to entice new buyers in so they could sell their orders, right? So think about this. This is what a sale looks like. Right? A sale looks like this, right? I want to sell when I'm selling the trade. Even when you sell something, right? Don't you want to sell it at the highest point, right? You want to sell it at the highest point, right? So I need to find somebody that I can take their buy orders, right? So when I buy something, when you buy something, right? Let me break it down even further. Buying something requires a buy order, one buy order. That means you can do market or pending order. Market execution or pending orders, right? And then you need a stop loss. That's a sell. And take profit. That's also a sell, right? This is what a buy order looks like, right? A sell order. Well, a sell. In order to sell, let's make this clear. In order to buy. And this goes for every trade. In order to sell, there is one sell order, a market or pending order. Then for the stop loss, it is a buy order. And for the take profit, it's also a buy order. So every time you take a sell, this is what your order looks like, right? Every single time you take a buy, that's what your order looks like. So if we look at this right here, right? This is what the orders looks like, right? This would be a buy order, right? This would be a buy order. My buy entry would be right here. This would be a sell order, right? My entry for the sale would be right here. My take profit would be right here. My stop loss would be right here, right? On every trade that you take, whether you take a buy, buy order is here, is wrapped by 2 sell orders to get you out for this trade. That's what this looks like.
Can you explain that again?
I'm going to. Let me just draw it up so you can see it first. Oops. Okay, so if I'm in a buy order, meaning that I want the market to go up, I'm gonna buy from here, right? I'm gonna buy from here, right? So in this case, I'm in a buy, right? So if I'm in a buy, I want to see that the market goes up to a point that I can offer my buy order to somebody that's willing to sell it. Somebody I can sell it to, right? I want this price to keep going until I find somebody willing to sell this to, right? And somebody somewhere in the world is going to take your buy order and they're going to open it up a sale to take that sale to close you out. So I have to take, in order for me to get out of a buy, whether I'm getting out at a take profit or at a loss, somebody has to be willing to sell my trade from there, right? If I'm going to take a sell, whether I get out with a loss or in profit, somebody has to be willing to buy back my sell order at some point in the trade, whether it's for a loss or whether it's for a take profit down here, right? So what ends up happening is, right, when you get into like this upward movement, right, this clean little high right here, right, they know that there's buy orders and there's sell orders, whether they are pending orders or whatever the case is, but they know that because we got to this high, that their orders sitting up around this area right here. So what they'll do is they'll flush the market up to take out those orders and get into their sell from here versus getting into them from down here or down here. So they put those order blocks in to flush out these pending orders that are sitting above this high right here. Because if there was somebody here that was in a buy, they're going to push it up so they can take them out of this buy order so they can sell their sell orders out. Just like they did here. They're going to fake the market up and then drop it, right? So I know that was a lot to kind of comprehend, but it's the example, like that's the best way I can like explain it, right? So what they do right here is they flush the market up so they can take out the liquidity and basically grab the money that's sitting above this high right here. And when they do that, this order is a block of institutional orders right here. that are basically pending orders that they leave open once they get the price to where they want us to actually do with the market, and they drop it. Eventually, price will come back to this point. And this will be like a pivotal area for a rejection, because once they get the price back to this point, they're going to close out this series of orders right here, and either at break even or with a profit, and then the market should drop. It happened right here. There was another order block that was put in right here. It was going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Then we had this sudden uptick right here, and then it continued to go down. That's what an order block is. They put this in at the opening price for Sunday, right? It broke through it right here. It rejected it right here. It rejected it again right here. So that's where they had liquidity lying right here in this area. They came back up, snatched it, then dropped it. And then they took it back down even further once they got back to it twice, right here and right here. That's why those are important. I'll show you another area too. You'll see price trade back down into them, order blocks, and up into them as well. Here is another one right here, right at this point, from here to that high. This was the low. This was the order block. It sold off from here to here, right? Then it came back and used the opening price from last week to sell off again. They placed another order block right here. That's where this sale came from, right here, from this order block over here. You can add the wicks in. So it really, you can say it came from right here. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 sales off of this order block over there. Here's another one. They're gonna eventually have to come back to this one. This whole candle right here. This off the 1 hour. And they can also be cascading, like, or they can be, they can rest inside. They can be nested, you know. So you want to pay attention to the ones from the 1 hour, 4 hour, and the daily. You want to pay attention to those, right? Like this one is a very important one. It's from this high down to this low, right? So if I extended this from here to here, right? This area right here is going to be an important area for this to come back to. And it already looks like we coming back down to this order block right now, right? It make perfect sense. We left a lot of them that haven't been traded back to. So yeah. There's a good video series. If you got bounce back is real good. They talk about it on Smart Money. And like essentially you know, they go over it and show it to you. So like I would recommend the Smart Money boot camp, Sniper boot camp. They talk about that in there. Okay, Belinda said, when you miss the entry, can you show another potential entry? Belinda, did I cover that when I asked? I think I talked about that earlier. Did you get it?
You're talking to me?
That was Belinda. But we can. Okay, cool. All right, Lennon, you asked. Since you done with class right now, what's some things you have to factor in about the markets when you try to fit it in your schedule? So, if like for me, I trade full time. So, but even trading full time, I only trade when the market is the most liquid. That's between the New York's. I like to trade the New York and London crossover. That's around between 7 and noon, right? If that schedule doesn't work for you, you have to find the right pair, and um, you have to find the right pair and a currency, the time, the session that that pair trades the best in, right? So, like for people that work, you know, regular jobs and they can't get into some of the trades, right? That's what that Tokyo and Sydney session is, right? Sydney, I know I spelled that wrong. Tokyo, the Sydney Tokyo session, which is basically 5 is when Sydney start, and 7 is when Tokyo start. Up to about midnight. That's the best time to trade that session. So basically 5 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And the pairs that trade the best in that session are EA, AJ, NJ, GJ trades okay in that. GN, UJ, GA. So you want to trade the pairs that live in these sessions. Like those are the ones you mainly want to stick to, right? I mean, there's more, but those are the main ones you want to stick to, right? And then like London session, anything with Euro, GBP, anything with those are the best ones to trade. You can trade the CHFs, but they are really a lot. They're really choppy. But I would stick to anything that has these in there, right? And then the US session, you can pretty much trade anything with USD and CAD in there. Anything with those. And you can pretty much trade Euro and GBP on this session. Right? So anything with that, right? And then also, this is also where you want to trade indices the most, right? And gold and silver and like oil and any type of commodity, all the commodities, like that's where you want to trade these the most because you're going to see the most movement in these sessions. That's New York session, right? And the best time to trade these, can you go back to GU? Yeah, I'll go back. The best time you want to trade these in the New York session, inside of the New York session is the opening. So that's going to be between 7 and noon, 7 a.m. Eastern. That answer your question, Lynn?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna just screenshot it.
Yep. Somebody asked, can we go to GU? Sure. GU. Like Here's something you can do too. Like, all right, this candle, the biggest candle, like put put volume on your chart, right? When you put the volume on the chart, go to the candlesticks and look at the volume, right? And you want to see where is the highest volume, right? Highest volume on this pair, GBP USD. Just kind of go back over some days, right? Like this is the highest volume candle. This at 9 a.m. Eastern. Same thing, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern. In this case, it was London. That's cool because this is GBP pair, right? This one, highest 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 5 a.m. That's okay. That's still between the London and US split, right? 9 a.m. Like this is, I mean, this is what you kind of want to do, like just to know like when you should trade a pair. Like, and if we look at something like, let's look at AUD JPY, right? Let's see when this moved the most. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Interesting. This one's still moving at the same time. Nine, 17, 9, 9, 9, 17. Okay. You don't. VD, PY. This one random, right? Sometimes it's moving at 5, sometimes it's moving at 9, right? And that's okay. That's okay. So that's kind of the way you want to look at it, right? When are the people trading it? What did you want me to look at? GBP USD? None?
What was that?
I was asking Belinda, she was asking about GU.
What about GU?
Not you, Linda.
Oh, okay.
Not you. Okay. What about it? What did you want to know about GU?
Can you hear me, Corey?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at entering at 1.4851. That's my daily zone, so I'm waiting for it to break.
1.40.
It's 1.40851
For a buy or a sale?
for a buy.
Buy.
See. Yes, I'm saying. See you tomorrow.
I don't think I would be buying this right here. At least maybe it. I mean, it's at a daily high. At a daily high. I, however, would not necessarily be looking to buy right here, right now. I feel like it'll reject before it buys through this. And it's already showing signs on the 4-hour that it's about to reject. So unless I get a clean, clear break, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to buy this yet.
Do you think it's getting ready for like a pullback?
Yep. If you look at it,
I know the 1 hour looks like it pulled back a little bit, but it's struggling to go back.
you look at it, we just made the low right here, and we just made the high right here. And it is already has the impulse candles to the downside, this bearish candle right here. So I would actually be looking to sell this more so than I would be looking to buy. And if I bought it, it would have to get a clear break above this high. The importance of this high is that it is at near a key round number. That's at 1.410000. So even if it gets up there, I feel like it rejects that because it's the first time it's been over there since.
Okay, so right now that I have you on that chart, my initial entry was supposed to be back at 1.38502.
38502.
I was going for a swing trade. I had seen it pull back onto the trend line because I have a trend line, and I was supposed to enter, but I kind of missed the entry. So I kind of let it go. Like I didn't know where to re-enter again for the swing. So I'm still trying to get in on a swing on this one.
Okay. Let me see. 1.38502.
502.
This was the entry for the buy. And that one was missed. It hasn't been over here since 2018. Hasn't been here since April 2018. I mean, for the buy, I would rather you get in on a swing on a higher low versus this high,
Okay.
because this is gonna have to retrace. All of this is gonna have to retrace at some point, even if you just measuring it from not even from this low, but from this low, it hasn't retraced yet, right?
Right.
So why get in up here? And if you're just gonna take a quick trade, like, yeah, I'm gonna get 30 to 50 pips, then yeah. But if you're talking about a swing trade, I would much rather you wait to take the swing from somewhere along this area or here, or worst case down here or anywhere it gives you a retracement back to.
Right. So if it would reject like right there at the 61, then I could probably swing it back up.
Yeah, that's where I would rather you get the longer term trade from.
Okay. And for the swing, do you recommend me looking at a higher time frame? Because I was looking like at the 4 hour and 1 hour.
When you are looking for a swing trade, you need to look at the weekly, daily, and the 4 hour. You need to look at the weekly for your directional bias. You need to look at the daily for your possibly for entry and targets, and then you can look for the entries off of the 4 hour. So this is where you would get your direction from, right? I'm going up, right? I'm either going to use this low right here, or I'm going to use this low right here, right? And then, okay, cool. I got this understanding from here to here. Now I'm gonna go to the daily, right? If you were ready to buy it, you had a pullback right here, here, and right here. You could have got in on. So 1, 2, 3. Even this would have been a good little entry right here. Then you would have been getting in down here versus getting in up here, because we know even if it doesn't make a full swing down, like all the way back down here somewhere, which you would rather it do, at least down to 134. That's like a healthy swing down. Even if it doesn't make that, and you get in at, let's say it dropped down to 138 or 139, that's a better swing, because now, all right, cool, I missed those moves. Let me try to catch the retracement off of this move right here. That will put you in at around 1.38876 down to 1.37707 roughly. Got it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Makes sense? Makes sense, right?
Yes, it does.
And like, if you do buy it when it breaks this, that's cool. But I don't know if this would be a swing trade from here. That's essentially what all that was to say. I don't think it's a swing from there. But if you get in right there and you hold it as long as you can, but it may reject this area. It may reject that. Okay. All right. So I already went over how to get the opening price of the day. Mary says, what's a good way to spot a breakout and retest so you don't get faked out? Easy question to answer. Let's look at GU again. We'll look at this, I guess, from the weekly. Right. So I'm just gonna make this an example right here. Right. All right, now let's go down real quick. So this is a question to you guys. Did this candle break and close above any one of these 3 candles?
Are you asking us?
Yeah,
No, it didn't.
it didn't, right?
No.
Did any of these 3 candles break and close above? Asking that as a question.
Yeah, first one.
The first one, right?
It broke, but it didn't close above.
It broke and closed above, right here,
It did.
right here. So the retest you would be looking for would be right here off of this candle. This candle never broke and closed above. When I see candles with big wicks, I kind of steer away from those, right? Even like this area right here, for example, right? This candle wicked, even this candle wicked, You didn't get a break and close above until this candle right here. And then, and like, if you miss this, you know, you miss it, right? But if you know what the direction is, then you know all you got to do is do this. There go your entry right here. And you in the same trade right here. You would have got in even a better entry and you would have got more pips, right? You could have still been in this trade right here, right? So if I take the breakout right here, I would have been only getting this amount of pips right here before it came back down to retest, right? That's cool. You close, you get what you can, you close the trade out. If it comes back for the retest, there's your entry again right here. You get in back down here somewhere, even lower entry, and now you're getting double the pips off of this trade right here.
Corey, that was like my actual trade. I wanted to get in on the pullback, but I missed it. So I didn't know if I was able to enter again right there where 39,097. Like would that have been another possible entry?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I struggle is I kind of like entering once I kind of missed my actual trading.
Right here, you would have just had to come to this a daily chart we're looking at. So
right.
You would have probably got entry offer on this day on the 18th right here. And if you missed it on the 18th, you got another entry on the 19th right here. So you would have had.
So Corey, this is again evening star, right?
Which one? Right here?
And this pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can go, means why not it was sale?
Why didn't it sell? It tried to. It did. That's where this red candle came in. Right here. And remember, this is the daily. So this candle actually did a lot. This candle did 70, almost 100 pips. So
no, I'm talking about next blue candle. That is that means if for daily or 4 hour I'll get this pattern, then I'll be like this is now evening star and I should get sale, right? So for next candle, yeah, like this impulse, right?
Right. This just would have been an L or a break even.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
But even if you take this for the sale, if we go to the smaller time frame, our entry would have actually probably been up here somewhere. So we would have actually been able to sell from here to here probably. Right. So we look at the same area right here. Let's just go to the 4 hour. Here is your impulse down. There's your entry around here.
Yeah, got it.
There's the vector right here. It's your sell down here.
Right. Okay.
And you would have seen on this time frame, this was from this break.
Again buy.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
This candle right here, this is an order block. Price traded back down into this order block right here. Traded right back down into this order block. This candle is already extended right here. I have to trick people into thinking that it's gonna sell right here and reject. And when they try to sell, I'm gonna buy their orders so I can keep it going up. Once they got this order inputted right here and they kept going right here, they came all the way back down to it and closed it out. They even made a little profit off of it right here. And then they entered in their new buys on this candle in this candle right here. They put another order block in right here on this candle. So eventually they're gonna have to close this out right here.
Corey.
Yep.
Hi. What's an order block?
I went over it earlier, but it's simply put, it's an opposing order in order to entice traders into to be on the opposite side of the trade.
Oh, okay.
So
So if the market is buying, then you see like a red candle, and
Right.
then the other way around if it's selling.
Right. So they wanted to keep buying right here.
Mm-hmm.
So they threw a sell order in right here so they could buy the orders and send the market up higher.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So you enter after the order block?
You should.
Oh.
You say you should?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. This is a bullet. This is a order block right here. The market was going up. They tricked you that it was going down. They pushed it up one last time, and then they sold it off right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So if you're in a bullish market, it's gonna be and they want to keep the market going up, it's gonna be a bearish candle right before. If they want to send the market down, it's gonna be a bullish candle right before they drop the market. It'll look like this in a bearish market. Let me see, where is it bearish? Right here. Until they want to change the direction. So once they put this order block in right here and it sold off, the next time it came back up to here, it sold off again. Next time it came back up there, it sold off again. Next time it came near there, it sold off again. And then this third time it came back up here, right? Well, however many times this is, it pushed up and closed the whole thing because it's these two candles right here. Close the entire thing right here. So it actually lives from here to here. It's this whole series of candles right here. They closed out part of it right here, part of it right here. They closed the rest of it right here. Tried to sell off, finished the rest of closing it, sold it off right here. And they traded back down into this bullish order block right here. They traded right back down into this one. This is a bullish order block. You know, it's a negative candle, a bearish candle. It's a bullish order block. They sold from this order block up here to this order block down here, and they pushed the market back up in the opposite direction. And it's been going up ever since then. That was the last time you probably would want to get into that big move up, but yep. There's another one right here. You can probably see it on the 1 hour. Yep, probably see it on the 1 hour. Okay. Nisha asks, doesn't it automatically change percentage when you switch which way you measure, i.e. downtrend, uptrend? Nope. If you're talking about fibs, no, it doesn't automatically switch. If I'm going from here to here, then you can see. But if I'm measuring, it just depends on how you place them. It just depends on how you place them. But like if you're gonna start wherever you start, that's where your zero is going to be. So I just go in the direction of what I'm trading. So it just kind of depends on how you draw your fibs. Hey Corey, what is your strategy you consider? What do you see your strategy? When do you use your strategy? Do you consider the last weekly candle for future trading week direction? No. I would look at, I showed you before. So let's go to the hourly. Or you can go to the weekly, right? The weekly opening price is for this week is right here. This is the weekly opening right here. Okay. If I go to the weekly chart, that's here. Okay. So, but for me, I would draw it out like this. If I go from here to the next week, which is right here, first, that's going to cover my whole week right there. So now when I go to the 1 hour chart, this line is drawn out the whole week. The whole week is covered now. And then weekly opening price is whatever this candle says right here. So it is at 101.40107. Just to refine. And I just draw it out on here just so I know. It traded bullish on the opening and is still bullish for the week. So GU is bullish for the week. I know that because I'm above this line. And it dipped down for like 2 candles, 3 hours. It was bearish. And then it went bullish the rest after that. So I already know for this week that I'm trading positive. I'm trading positive.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
What does trading positive mean?
For the whole week, I'm trading above the opening price. If I trade below this price, that means that the currency pair is negative for the week. I'm negative for the week, right? You'll hear them say like, like I said earlier, GU is trading positive 5 days in a row or for the week. That's what they're looking at. So. Okay. Tree said that when creating zones, is it better to use the high and low of the wick or the candle body? It just kind of depends. I go back and forth. I just look for where I see the most touches. So where I see the most touches, sometimes it's a wick, but sometimes it's a body. So it just kind of depends, right? And you'll know when you need to use the wick or the body, because if you're like in an area where it's a really, really, really long wick, just in comparison to the rest of them, or you're near a zone and you're like, let's say I'm just now coming to the chart and price is already near a high, like let's say let's say that I'm coming into the chart at this point, right? And I'm looking for a breakout right here. I would have likely had in this area the candles at this body right here. And I would have been looking for the breakout right there. But because I'm so close to this wick, just to make sure I don't get faked out of the trade, I might pull it up to this area right here, just so I can clear this wick and then I'll still get the same trade. So it kind of depends. You'll know the situation when you should probably do one or the other one. Because like right here, if I'm looking at it right here, I'm using mostly bodies. But there are some wicks in there, like this one and these over here, but it's mostly body, right?
Right.
But it's the same zone, right? And if I want to just be sure that I don't get faked out, I'll just, add the wicks too. And that would have kept me from being in the situation where like right here, you could have been in like using the level right here. This broke and closed above, right? So maybe you would have got into this trade right here. Let me zoom in. Right? Maybe you get into this trade because this broke and it closed above the level, right? But you already know and see that this huge, huge wick, this one right here, and even these right here are all big, very, very big wicks, right? So what I would do in a case like this, instead of getting in using this area right here, the body, I'm gonna use the wicks just to make sure that I don't get into this prematurely because of how big these wicks are and even these over here, just to make sure. Because let's say you get in off of this, right? You would have went in drawdown immediately, pretty much. You would have came back in profit right here, but you would have held this thinking like, oh, it's gonna go because it broke and closed above this, right? Then what does it do? Back in drawdown. And you just sitting in drawdown. I'm gonna hold it because I think it's gonna break and close above again. It break and close above again right here. It make you think it's about to go, and then now you lost the trade right here. And depending on how big your order is, you just took a big loss, or you just holding on until it comes all the way back up, which you don't want to do that either. But if you account for the wicks right here, now you don't even get in this trade at all. And the only time when you attempt to get into the trade is right here, here, or one of these candles over here. And you in drawdown right here, but you eventually go into profit. Got it?
Yep, that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. All right. And I look like we had the last one. Am I looking at the right thing on my back list and demo notes? What is that, Ching?
Oh, look, my link should be in the chat. The Zoom cut off me a few times. Hopefully it's still in there. I had it where I put the question at.
You put some charts in there, right?
Yeah, I had put 3 of them in there.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so anyone I should look at first? You heard me, Chin? Hello? You there, bro? I'm not sure if he's still on.
He driving, so he might have got cut off. So.
And maybe he'll be able to see it, later on.
I mean, I don't know. He just asked, is he looking at the right thing? But I don't know what thing that is referring to.
I think he's just trying to figure out when he back tests and mark this up, saying, okay, hey, let me, like at the bottom where it says watch for the 50% reversal candle, and then you get the 50% rejection, and then you get the retest. Then you put in that buy stop to go for the.
Okay.
Last time when he showed that his chart, then you said it should be labeled, right? Where what is happening? What
I think that's what he
he
was
wants to
doing.
show? So he did that thing, writing everything, whatever was happening.
Oh man, she done disconnect me again. I was like, what happened? I ain't here the whole time. It disconnected me and brought me back in for like 2 minutes.
Right. So what you were asking me is no, this not right here. It's almost. I told you stop. Don't do this yet, man. You don't understand it all yet, bro.
No, actually, I didn't do that. I just I wrote that down to see if that's the reason it went that low.
Nah, man. Don't be doing this yet.
Okay.
Don't do this yet, right? Because
All
you
right.
don't understand it all yet. Like some stuff I gotta show you before you can use that part. But you were right here. This was not a true low, right? This is where this was around 10, right? This was around 10, right? And like on the lower time frame, this is like think about this like as some structure, right? So let's think about it like this as, hold on, let me use it better. Think about this as being your area of structure right here, right? I'm gonna buy if it goes above here. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, hold on. Let's use a different color. I'm gonna buy if it go above this. I'm gonna sell if it go below that, right? And you can do this because you can use, it's a couple ways you can do this, because for one, you could do your line right here. Use this for the buy, the body right there, right? Or you can use this low right here, right? To say, right, I got 3 areas where I could buy, right? But we're gonna use just this one candle. What is this one candle telling you, right? Once it gets up to this point, what is this candle telling you right there?
It's rejecting.
It's rejecting right here. That means don't buy it. That's a fail, right? And then, oops, right? Then when we go later on in the day, that same area is right here, right? So let's draw a line, right? Even if we just use this candle right here, and then we use this level right here, right? It never broke this. This never broke. That's no buy. It broke right here. That's where you would have been entering on, because now it broke the lows that were made over here. It broke these lows right here. Over here, right? So just like over here. Right now, you don't see it, but it's the wick right here, right? So if we take the same approach, do I buy or do I sell? Right? Do I buy or do I sell? Right? Box this in. This candle high, this is my last up candle, right? That made my high, right? Did this candle break and close above? Yes or no, people?
No.
All right. What about this one?
No.
No.
What about this one?
No.
Okay. But this candle right here, did it give you 50% of this up candle?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Potential entry right here. For all three of these wicks right here. Right. If you miss that, right? What happened with this candle?
Break.
The broken close above.
Broken close above. All right.
Again retest.
Entry.
Right.
You missed that one. You missed that candle, right? Oops. You missed that candle. Where's this candle? Entry. You missed that candle. Where's that candle? Entry.
Entry.
Right. So entry, entry, entry. You had the low entry over here. And then you had the retest entries right here. These are the safest entries over here. Because now you know where you want to go. If you take the break and retest, you may come at drawdown, but you still are in for this part. Easy peasy. And you got it drawn up right here. The retest was on this candle, which you already annotated right here. The 50% was from off of this candle right here. You already annotated it on that. Check on that. Check on that. And the only thing, your entry, if you're saying that this is the entry right here.
Yeah, that was it at that green line.
Right. That's cool too, because you got 50% of this candle. There's your entry right there. So that's what it would have got you into this trade too. This candle is okay to enter on because this is the candle that rejected the zone. This the candle that broke the zone. So these two candles are good candles to enter on. But this would have been your baby down here, right here. That would have been the best. But all of that is good. So you would have got in right here, or you would have got in on these, or on these candles. And then this would have been 50% right around here of this candle for this trade. And then we already know after that it rejected because it's still down there right now.
All right, cool. So I have one more question. I'm sure I don't know if anybody else asked or not because I kept getting cut off the Zoom. But last night when we had the go live, the entry I think was 3902. That was on the call, but then on the Gold Cup app it said 3900. I was like, oh crap! So I mean, I'm sure a lot of other people were confused too. So like something like that, we was like, oh crap! I don't know if this trade is gonna work or not because now we done really not really closing the area where we thought it was going to break and close. And then that's when I just put the stop loss and went to bed and woke up to, the loss. I'm glad I put it at the stop loss instead of letting it wait and close or to break and close below, because it went for a long way past the stop loss, the mental stop loss.
I don't know about you, but I can't sleep until my trade in profit. Like, if my trade didn't go down, I can't sleep, man. Like, I literally will. That's to me just part of the reason why I be up. Like I can't sleep until I know my trade is not negative. Or if it's like at least hit TP the first target. I gotta know that for me. Like I don't know about y'all. I just can't sleep right, until I know I'm in a good spot. But
Once you call, then that time sorry.
I should have said that, Corey, because honestly, I did. I was trying to go to sleep, and that's what the problem was. I really couldn't sleep, and I just said, screw it. I put the stop loss in, because I was like, at this point, it looked like the trade was already bad. And I don't want to sound negative, but it looked like the trade was already bad. And I was like, if it comes back, it comes back. I had a small lot size, so I was able to try to lay down and just like do my best to not worry about it.
Yeah.
But then, nonetheless, the reason why I put that first image was because like we didn't have the true low and we didn't have the break above. So I don't know. I think I just really jumped in off the anticipation that I'm listening to an educator and a leader, and I just thought like just go with it, because every time I don't go with it, that thing run. But now when I got in it, it's like nah, bro, nah, it slapped me in my face and put me to bed.
I was gonna say, when Kim called that, she was on TradingView, so and then she put it on the app, and that app is on
Hugo.
I think Hugo's way. So it's a 2-point difference. So that's why one is at 0.0 and the other one's at 0.2.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say I do better when I go to sleep, because if my trade goes in drawdown, then I feel like I have to do something, and then I end up messing it all up. So if I go to sleep, I do better sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, Stephanie, I agree with you too. But Corey, you see where you're at with the high-low?
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at the high-low on the one you're looking at, to me, I'm gonna say when it reaches that red candle, the one. Remember I was talking about the 4 pattern earlier when you said ask questions.
Yeah.
Like when I look for lows, I look for 2 candles down, 2 candles up, and that's my low.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying, you see where
remember I told you a vector can be 3 to 5 candles.
Yeah.
Anytime a vector is 3 to 5 candles, right? So, and the reason why you want to see that last up candle is because you want to see the confirmation, right? You don't want to just go on the wick. You want to see the confirmation. So for me, when that was called, which was right around here, I just saw a rejection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a rejection because this is around when the call was given out right here.
Yeah.
And let me go to Owanda. Let me come out of here and go to Owanda, SPX.
But no, I understand what you're saying with the vector.
Yeah.
What I've been trying to, back test is that 4 candle when it's almost like it's almost like it's clearing an imbalance, and that creates a low, and then you could actually stack based on that, on that's what I do. So when I see a low, I don't believe that's a low until I see a 4 candle pattern. I wish I could show it to you guys, but I'm on my phone now.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I just see what you're saying. But like I said, it's the same thing.
But you won't see it on the 1 hour. You'll see it on the 15 minute, the 5 minute,
right,
the 3 minute.
right. So
the 1 hour is obvious, but when you really want to, really look at it,
this that area from last night, 3902, right? And
okay.
I'm assuming that this was the sale, 38.94. Let me go back and look at it. The sale.
You see that high, the high that says 39.18, and the 4 candles, how it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it comes down. That's what I would call, if it didn't have a pivot or a high, then I would know that that's the high. And then I would be looking to go down until I see 4 candles on the bottom, on the lower time frames.
Gotcha.
And that's going with Wale's theory, but, just like looking to see true, reversals.
Yeah, that's what I've been showing y'all. That's what I've been showing y'all. Yeah. That's exactly what I've been
I think this high, last high is the right example of that one middle candle and 2 left and 2 right.
Yeah.
And then it means exactly this is low, right?
And you see it,
means
on
this
the
is
lower
high
time
or low.
frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 minute, this is more visible.
You see it.
The pull back to the 50% of the impulse candle and go.
Yeah.
This is
no, I think this criteria is it should be 2 left and 2 right, lower than that middle candle.
Yeah.
Right?
You look for the 4 pattern.
That's what a perfect vector should look like right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But even when it doesn't look like that and it goes, it usually comes back and even wicks to the teeny tip of the 50% of that impulse candle.
Yeah, it does.
This is a 5 candle. This is a 5 candle. Right here.
Yeah. 2 left, 2 right, lower than middle one.
Yeah.
This is a 4 candle. This is a 4. This is
a 2 left, 2 right.
This is a 3 candle. Oh, this is
it's a 4.
Nope.
No, but you see, it's not a true 4.
It's a 5. It's a 5 candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your entry right there. It, like I told y'all, it don't, as long as it's 3 to 5, it don't matter. Like, it's gonna give you the same thing. You just want to see that you got your vector. You want to see that triangle. This could be 5. This could be multiple, right? There's 1, 2.
So vectors are better on the 15 minute.
You get more. It starts to get too noisy, but you're trying to look for that.
I think when you get the signal on the higher time frame and you go to the lower one, you go to the 15 minute to see this entry.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna get always gonna get like this right here. 1, 2, 3. On the higher time frame, this is only 3 candles. Even though we got these multiple dips and whips in this, right? So this.
And that's probably like the daily.
I don't even think it's the daily.
No, it's usually on the 1 hour.
This is the same area right here. So if I draw this out, this wick, and this wick, that makes a vector, right?
Yeah, but where would have been your pullback on the
15 minute? Watch this. If I go to the 15 minute, right?
There it is.
Right? That's what this looks like. So I wouldn't be looking for this trade right here on the same day. This would be something longer term, right? I would have still been able to say, okay, I got a wick here, I got a wick here, I got an impulse. I would have had multiple entry opportunities off of this same concept, right? Because here's my 50% entry right here. Here is my 50% entry right here. Here is my 50% entry right here to get into this trade. I got so many times to enter into this trade right here. So I got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even this gave me a 50% on a lower time frame. 6 right here. Order block entry over here. I ain't even gonna show y'all that, but that's another entry there. Over here, right? A bunch of places I could have got into this just based off of knowing that this is a vector on a higher time frame, right? And then if I missed all that, break and retest, right? Break
Isn't
and
it a vector at the top? Like right after that going down? Like that
Yep.
lower high, that high, and that lower high?
Yep. Then also, when I know this is my low, right? This some other new stuff I'm gonna show you. Because I know this made my first low. This is my zone I can trade the break and retest out of, right? So if I miss all of this down here, when it break above this last low, there's another trade. So if I don't understand nothing that I just said, I still got this trade right here, just from knowing that I'm breaking this low right here, over here. Then if I want to take the reversal, I go look at this on the 1 hour. What is this? Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Right? Sure, it's multiple candles on a 15-minute, but what is it on the 1 hour?
It looked like a head and shoulder.
Right here. Same setup. Vector. This multiple candle vector. There's my entry right here. Drop. Over here. Up here. It's ugly, but it's still a vector.
And it does not go back above that
So-
high.
It doesn't
So it
break.
wouldn't
So,
stop
Court-
you. Yeah, it wouldn't stop you out.
So, Corey, where price is right now, that lower high, the previous lower high, is that somewhat considered a vector?
This one?
Like
Yeah.
if one is forming.
Mm-hmm. You might not see it on the 1 hour, but you got it on the 30-minute. I mean, on the 15-minute.
I got it on the 15.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's crazy because that's actually where my sell break was last night.
Yeah.
And then I jumped in it and it was there. And then I saw the next sell at 38.91. And I just kind of shot myself.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of just shot myself in the foot, not paying attention to my markup and going with my gut. So
there's your breaking
I
retail.
hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Right. Breaking retail.
I could have even gotten in on that wick that hit 38.92 and shot back down. Did I know?
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's going back to entry.
Look where it rejected though.
Entry.
Look where
Right. I know that's what I'm saying. It rejected there again.
I'm like, fuck, why do you sit here and watch
opening
this?
Of the week.
Right. The weekly opening price. Where was the trade that we got in on? I didn't get in it, but the trade that was called out, what did it reject?
The weekly opening price.
The zone.
Rejected the weekly opening price.
What color is it?
Hold off from there. But you know, even taking this trade, right? It never closed above 30. This is 39.02. It never closed above.
I'm trying to remember, what did she say? What did she see that made her change it last night? Because I'm sure she had it at 39.06 or 39.09, which I know that's what Treese had it at first on her homework markup. but it changed to 902.
Oh,
900.
dear.
It was 3902.
No, her TP1 was 39. Like, yeah, that was her TP1 was 3909.
It was.
Hey,
Does he?
beautiful. I like that little outfit on you.
I'm gonna take a shower and go sleep.
Go to sleep, baby.
This is what she saw. This candle right here.
Mm-hmm.
When the trade was given out, this what she saw. Because at the time, when she gave out the trade, this was right before the break right here, right? It broke, right? It broke right here. And if we go back to the chart, that same candle was.
It never closed.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
I gotta pick up a trip.
What, tomorrow?
That same candle was. Oops,
How much is my debt right now?
that was this candle right here. This candle right here.
I got the car, I gotta pay those girls. I gotta figure out how much I'm gonna pay them.
Hold on.
The guy painted.
That candle that we had drawn up is this candle right here, right? That's the same one. And the trade was at 3902. Right? This candle never closed above. This candle wick rejected. This candle wick rejected. So she jumped the gun a little too early on this, right? But let me look at the chart one more time. Right, so see, like this zone.
So even if you look at that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Like,
say.
even if you look at that, there was no
It says a
lower low
vector.
triggered, nothing. There was no vector, it was nothing.
But isn't it, that's not a vector right there?
No,
You talking about
I don't use vectors, so I don't know.
right
But
here?
yeah, isn't that a
I don't
vector?
think so.
I mean,
No.
you could say, but
It's a weird vector.
No,
but-
because I wouldn't
It
call. I
pulled
mean,
too far down.
Corey,
It's
the
not
only
like
reason
a.
I'm saying that is because you got a lot. You got that strong. Like, look at those 3 red candles going down.
this candle takes it out for me right here.
Right. Like it went
That
below.
takes out the vector.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have stopped out.
I don't know. I don't use them. So I'm looking at you doing them, and I'm trying to learn how to.
Yeah, this candle
How
takes.
they
Because
work,
it has
but
a long wick, Corey. That's why.
You see this
It's not
candle
making a triangle shape.
right here? This would have started the vector. If this candle had caused it to go up, then we would have had the vector from there, right? But this candle took out all of these candles over here on this one candle right here. So this gives you pause, right?
So even if you were gonna get in on the 50% pullback, you would have gotten in, but you would have stopped out
You just
because.
stop out, right? Let's say you use this as the 50% candle, right?
Mhm.
This comes back down, stops you out because this would have been your stop loss, or this would have been your stop loss. And even at worst case, this would have been stop loss, right? And then you would have came back, try to use this one. This still wicked you out on this candle too. So you would have known
It wasn't buying.
wasn't a buy a couple of times, right? And it looked like the actual zone was at 3901, right? If we use
Right.
3901, if we just looking at the chart, 3901. This is broke, right? That's probably why the trade was called out, because at the zone at that time,
Mm-hmm.
This did break and close above, right?
And the next teeny baby blue
Next candle, tiny wicked, right? But for me, I just didn't like how this little wick was over here. I just didn't like it. So I decided to wait for this candle.
But you know what? I think the signal did trigger like the lower lower low because of all those red dots. Like usually those red.
Yeah, it triggered a low. It did. It did trigger a low. You can see it if we right here. It triggered the low.
Yeah.
Right? But like I said, no impulse candle.
And also, my bad, Corey, but it really you want to look for that green low, that green square around the low before you consider even buying, right?
Those are more. Those mean that it's oversold.
Yeah, overbought.
Okay.
Red if it's overbought. But like right here, remember I say, like I want to see an impulse.
And then we'll pull back on the 50% of that.
If I'm gonna buy it from right here, like even in this case, right? Let's say if we were looking at this area right here, and I bought right here. I say I got in at this 50%. I would have had at most 95 pips in profit before it came back and stopped me out. Right? Even if I use this one right here, 50% right here. Let's say I use that, right? I go in on this trade, I'm in drawdown 32 pips. I'm in profit at most 75. I come back down, I'm breaking even right here, right? But over here, what is this? That's not really an impulse candle, right? Not right here. I'm over here. This wick rejects, which is giving me a potential, right? But this didn't keep going up. So I don't look at this candle, right? Right? So if I play it forward, right? Even if I'm gonna use the wick, 50% of the wick. Let's say I'm gonna use 50% of the wick. Let's see how this plays out.
Corey, while you looking at that too,
wait. If I use 50% of the wick, right? This is where I get entered right here. I'm in drawdown 8 pips. I go up in profit 60 pips, right? What I always tell you, at least have your stop loss at profit at 50 pips, right? Over here, you would have got smacked out at break even. But you were in profit for some point, right? So
no. I was agreeing with you, but I mean, I probably would not have jumped in that trade only because I look at the momentum and how small those candles are. It's like it's not enough convincing me that you got enough people buying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you do, it's gonna retrace and go back, and it's gonna go in that direction. But when they're so small like that, I mean, I'm just a visual, so I talk to myself.
Did you get in the trade?
No, I didn't get in that trade.
Yeah.
So Corey, can I ask you this question? So are you saying that when you're trying to break an area like the zone, you're really looking for an impulse candle to break through to give you that confirmation? That's a good confirmation that it may continue to keep going up or going down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Corey, could I add to what she's asking?
Mm-hmm.
when I look for that break candle, I usually want to see more of that candle on the other side. It's almost like that basketball, like a small bounce or a big bounce that go through that impress you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might be a fake out, but at least it's a big bounce, like a big candle going through that break, and then I just wait for a retest.
Yep. Let me see, share links. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I can't find it right now, but hello, BC, BTC, 030, trading, give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to go in the Discord. Okay. But I said that I was gonna say, let me show you. Hold on, let me check the chat right quick. Welcome.
But Corey, you was looking for my SPX trade set up.
No, but you can send it to me.
No, I put that was what I put in the homework, and I didn't take it because I jumped in the buy when it gets my own trade. I did.
Yeah. So in like I this video, I repeat this because this video right here, you need to watch this. And I go over like how you enter this stuff, right? Like this is good stuff right here. Like everything y'all asking me, I answered it in this video. Like the whole video, that's this whole thing about how to enter the trade and what to look for. This one right here. And like I show you what the good entries look like, what the bad entries look like, what an ugly entry look like that still played out, everything, but even in this case, right? Like it broke above, but it slightly closed above, right? But even the next candle, it was a candle that was wicking, that was opening above this, right? So because it was wicking, it was like, like I'm gonna pause. And plus, for me, I'm a time of day trader. Like I trade during certain times of the day, most of the time, right? And I usually don't get into a lot of trades during that time of day.
Yeah, like usually those trades never activate during that session.
Right. They'll either wait till London, and I mean it sometimes, a lot of times they do, but they don't activate until London, especially the indices. Because
I'm gonna say the same thing, especially indices. It'll be usually London.
Yeah. They need the momentum, so you can't just assume that what happens at 7 o'clock or 11 o'clock at Sunday is going to move the market. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. But because like if you ain't just getting in this at the open, you don't get this buy, right? And you don't get this sell, right? If you ain't just getting in around the opening, right? But that's a lot more riskier of a trade versus waiting till London, which is over here 3:30, 3 o'clock, right here, 2 o'clock, even waiting till 2 o'clock. And now you got like a clear, okay, it's starting to reject right here. I might not be able to get in this trade now, but that's what gave me, all right, London rejected. Here I am, pre-New York right here, right? It already rejected for London. It's starting to reject over here. Cool. My entry coming over here. Bam, I'm in this trade, right? I could even add on right here, right? Because I know now, look what happened. Volume is low. Nobody trading. Nobody trading. Volume is low. This Tokyo, this is Sydney session, volume low, volume low. Boom. First time some volume coming in. This is London session open. Right here. The volume pick up. Now the London market is open at 3 o'clock. Volume picks up. It starts to dwindle off right around their time at noon over here. Right here. In this area, volume slow down. Now we in pre-market New York time frame. Right here. All the way up until we get to boom, 9:30 candle, market moving. Bunch of volume. It starts to tailor off right here. This is the combination of New York and London traders and Tokyo traders that stayed up all night right here. Then as the volume slows down, we get some divergence taking place. As the volume lowers, the price goes up. So that means that the next time we start to see a spike in volume, it's probably going to push the market what? Down right here. We started going down, we going down, we going down. We start to get small spikes in the volume right over here. This is the next time we go up. Right there. We zoom in. We made the lowest low right here. That was on this impulse candle. Then it started to pick up just slightly, right? Until we got to this candle. Impulse candle to the downside. Volume picked up. Volume lowered itself, but price started to go down until we got to this point. This is a sign that it doesn't want to go down anymore, at least for now. Then the volume slows. And now it's just consolidating. We had another volume candle right here, impulse candle. It implied it want to go down. That's where your bias has to be right now, right? That's the most recent impulse candle, right? And we already know it's rejected the opening price. So if it comes up near here, I'm going to be looking to sell it again. But I would take a buy if I see that I got impulse, lower low, lower high, higher low, vector. That's what's giving me confirmation. So like right here, I don't have a vector. I don't try to buy this. Right here, I got a vector somewhat, but no impulse candles. And the only one that I got was right here, but this was at 16:45, which means this was at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The market is closed. I can't take this trade. This is during closed hours, so I don't take this trade. So I don't have to worry about what happens right here, because this is when the market's closed. This candle right here, it's an impulse candle, but this is when the market opens back up. I'm not usually trading at this time. So even if this had a went from right here, I wouldn't even be in a situation where I would be looking at this 50%, right? Because soon as it got here, it would have been the other way. No real vector right here. No real vector. Plus no volume. Plus not the time of day you should be trading this. All those factors you got to consider. Cool.
So when it opens back up, it's going down.
It's open.
I mean, London.
It's open. It's open.
When
Yeah,
the volume picks back up.
yeah, it's open. So
I know.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the daily, right?
That is not a vector.
It's not a vector.
And
I got my I got the opening price for the day. That is 38.82. It opened up and then it went down. Note that.
it gapped.
Note that to self. So I already know I'm trading negative for the day. Right at this moment, the price is below this price, so that means that I'm already negative. I know that already. I'm already leaning to the sell side.
So once negative, it stays negative.
No,
No.
I just know that as long as it's below 38.82, it's negative. I know that, and I know that if it gets back to this price, there's a possibility it could reject from here. But if it doesn't and it breaks above this, I got to trade too. But right now, as it stands, this price right here is the high of Tokyo and Sydney. This price right here is the low so far of the day. Right here, it says 7. Right here, so let me slide this over. Like I'm really, really detail oriented. So I want to know all this stuff. Like what's the high of each session? What's the low of the session? Because all this stuff is something that's needs to be accounted for, you know? It all needs to be accounted for. Just like, you know, it's information you're gonna need, you know, at some point. It's the low of Sydney in Tokyo, right? So now I know this not only is this the low of the day, but this is the low of the Tokyo Sydney session. Not only is this the high of the day, but this is also the high of the Tokyo Sydney session, right? So at any time between now and London time, I know that there's already 3 areas that I need to be considering: the Tokyo Sydney high, Tokyo Sydney low, and then the opening price of the day so far. So if I break below this price, right, I might need to be looking for a sale unless it rejects and gives me a vector. I might need to look for a sale here because we bearish right now. If it comes back up to this price and rejects and I get a vector. Same thing right here. Unless it break and close above, I need to be looking for a sale because I'm still below the opening price for the week. Capiche? Capiche. And if I miss it, don't panic. Just make sure you get the direction and then you take the trade. Capiche?
And
Copy.
the direction is down right now.
Down right now. There's some other stuff I'll show you guys one day, but my throat hurting right now, so I'm gonna hop off. I did record this session. Let me go ahead and get the notes. And I will, let me find it. And I'll get this to you guys who stayed on. You guys should drop this, save this link. If you want to go back over this, you can. That's it for you.
Thank you, Corey. Try honey and garlic.
Yeah, I ain't sick or nothing. I'm just.
You only been talking since 5 o'clock.
You're right, right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Honey is still soothing for that.
Huh?
I said that honey is still soothing for that too.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah.
have to necessarily be a sore
Yeah,
throat.
yeah. Like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. I don't post a lot of stuff on. Let me show you. You won't see a lot on the actual channel, but you know I do have some videos, but they are old. But you guys will get you guys, because y'all on our team or whatever, you guys get the actual link to the videos that I actually do post. So I just don't publish all of the videos. So the videos actually live back here and over here. So if it's a video that I made that you want, you need